Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Good morning. It's 8:36, and we were over at the YMCA, so now we're going to zoom across town to the library.
I know that's fun if you go exercise a little bit and then come over and pick out a book, a movie, come to relax. A program. In Greensburg, you really can do almost anything you want to in Greensburg.
We've got it all.
You just have to, sometimes you have to think about it a little bit to make it fit your schedule.
Yes.
That's right. So,
listen, this tiny art show, I am so pumped. Sorry, that probably wasn't first on your list.
No, it can absolutely be first on my list because some of the things we've gotten turned in are so cute, and some adults already too. I mean and I want to make sure that I say that out there loudly so people understand this is not a kids competition.
This is for anyone.
This is for anyone of any age. If your 6-month-old can hold a paintbrush and slap some paint on, we want that. If your 99-and-a-half-year-old grandma can hold a paintbrush and slap some paint on, we want that.
Let it be.
We want it to be, and we want to see. We want to see what I don't want you to interpret somebody else's art. I don't want you to, don't repaint the Mona Lisa. Let me see what you've got. And we've gotten some really, really cute ones. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to see them all on display.
Yes.
And then to have the art show and all the little tiny refreshments and the, all the things that we have planned.
Now, can you still get a tiny art kit, or are those
done? You
Okay.
can. We have a few left. We've handed out roughly 200.
Oh my goodness.
Which is fabulous. I hope at least half of those come back. I mean, we know people get busy, things happen. And listen, if you don't get yours turned in, please enjoy the process. So if you don't get yours painted and you don't get it turned in, at least get that canvas out and do it. Whatever that looks like, just enjoy that process, because that is half the fun, right? I mean, it's fun to turn it in for the competition, but really it's not about the prize. It's about what you win and earn by the actual doing. And so I know, and someone asked me, do you have to be a Decatur County resident? You do not. We do not card at the door, so we don't know where people come from. And my daughter and her kids are doing it. And it is a blind judging, so I won't have anything to do with the judging. But I know they have had a tremendous amount of fun, and it's everywhere from 5 to 45, doing this. And now I just shouted her age, but
it's okay.
It's okay. She doesn't really care anyway. But she even said it was just the most fun to sit down with the kids and just, and everything's in the kit. So you don't even have to provide anything except maybe a piece of paper towel and a little bit of water.
That's right. It's very easy. And you can add, if you want to add some glitter or feathers
as
or
long
whatever.
as you use the canvas that we give you and the colors that we give you, and you can mix those colors in any way you want to. As long as you use that little palette of colors, then you can add anything you want. Glitter, noodles, feathers, leaves from outdoors, flowers, any of the things that you think that create an art piece of your design is what we want you to do.
And then they need to be in by when?
I believe it's the 27th. Let me double check that real quick. The 27th is a Friday, and then the event itself is on July the 8th. And let me double check and make sure I'm not telling anybody the wrong information. My calendar is we have a new calendar, and it's not nearly as helpful as I want it to be.
Not as easy as what it was.
No, it's not. And Lacey, last time she came, was so genius. She printed it all out, but I wouldn't want to go away from
way too prepared.
Away from my normal, way of doing things. And I'll double check this as we go through some of this stuff.
Fine.
But July the 8th is the Tiny Art Show, and we'll be doing
with tiny
snacks, tiny drinks. We have tiny, they're not, like miniature, but they're, smaller ribbons for first, second, and third place in all 5 categories. So, the adults are not competing against the children, because we know that's very difficult, because children are true artists. They don't lose that until they get a little older. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what we get turned in, and I don't know, it's just one of those things. I've wanted to do it for a really long time, and I'm super excited. I have to laugh because I bought all the supplies to do it, and then we had some employee turnovers and some different things happened, and then Batesville beat me to it.
Oh.
So I couldn't run it out the same year as they did because that seemed rude.
Yeah.
It seemed rude to call, and so, but I had seen it at a conference a long time ago, and I was really excited to do it. And so this was our year, and it actually fit the summer reading theme perfectly. But if it goes over well, I think it may become an annual event.
I love that.
Because I just think it's a fun way to get people involved in doing some different things. The teens are actually having a Color Our World coloring contest right now too, and that goes through Saturday the 14th. And so you need to pick up the coloring information, the coloring page, that's the word I'm trying to find. And then you can use markers or colored pencils or gel pens or crayons or whatever. And so she's doing a little bit of that. And then there will be a prize for that event. And tonight, I want to make sure that I say this so that everybody hears or gets to know that this is happening tonight. We are partnering with the Decatur County Health Department, and we're doing a TikTok.
Okay.
Only it's not the kind of social media TikTok that you're thinking. It's a TikTok.
I love it.
So it's a talk about ticks, Ticks, and the health department will be there to give us PowerPoint information about the ticks that exist in our area, what they look like, what diseases they carry, what to do if you find a tick on yourself or someone else, and then we're going to drive over if you need to drive over to the Rebecca Park area, and they're going to do a tick drag, which means that they are going to drag the grass and see how many ticks they collect out of the grass so that we can kind of see what might be in our environment. And then everyone will go home with a tick identification card and a tick removal card. And it's a card that fits in your wallet that helps. It's the best way to remove a tick if it has embedded on an individual.
Okay.
Or a dog or cat or whatever. And so it's a very important program. We all know there are, a lot of tick-borne diseases. We know that that's become more and more of a thing. And so it's a good idea to know what you're dealing with so that if you have a tick and it turns out to be one that does carry something that is, one of those a little scarier, then, that way that you can go to the physician and get that taken care of. And so I know it's kind of like talking about any other kind of parasitic kind of thing. It's kind of gross to think about, and it kind of gives you the squirmies a little bit, but it really is good information. And I think that we have room for a lot of people. So come on over if you want to hear a little bit more about the kind of ticks that exist in our area. What time
is that tonight?
It is at 5:30.
Very good.
And
the ticks are already out. Like it's been a pretty heavy tick year already.
Absolutely. And it, I think that we have, at least for me, I have always had that misconception that you have to be in really tall grass or you have to be in a heavily wooded area. And that's not necessarily true. You can, if you're playing at the park, you might get into the grass and they are there, or your dog may pick them up even in your own backyard. And so you want to make sure that that you can identify that tick so that you'll can, like I said, seek medical treatment if you need to, but then also find out exactly how to remove that so that you're not increasing your chances of getting whatever tick-borne disease. And so come on over. It's open. I think children are welcome. I wouldn't bring anyone who maybe is too young to understand, or anybody who might be very insect phobic. I think, of course, no one's going to come. Don't drag your Uncle Bob if Uncle Bob is really tick phobic.
He really doesn't like them.
Don't do that to him. So, and then we have bingo and donuts coming up tomorrow. We have story time happening at the Westport Library on Wednesdays.
Listen, you guys are booming down there.
We are so excited. It has turned out to be I mean, it's building slowly. We have a small group, but next week we'll be doing our first craft program there.
Fun.
So, we're trying a few different things, kind of see what people resonate with. What do they enjoy? They enjoy the bingo. Bingo's a big hit down there. Is it down? Is it over? Is it, I don't know. What direction is Westport
I think
from?
it's down.
Is it south? Yeah, I'm terrible with directions.
I am too.
My husband.
See, I would say it's down there by Pizzalicious.
Yeah, down there.
Down
I always
there.
say down though. We're gonna go down to New York. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's just the way my brain works.
I like to give an identifier, such as a restaurant.
Me
or
too.
something.
I don't do
directions.
go north on. I usually say turn right at the McDonald's or whatever that is.
I'm with you. Maybe we should have a direction class at the library. Map reading maybe.
But who reads maps anymore? I don't.
Know.
I mean, I just whip out my GPS. I can't get anywhere without it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, my family laughs at me. I have my husband always says I can't get there from here disease or disorder, which is true. I don't know. I know that place exists, but I don't know how to get there from here.
That's right.
So
it's doable. We just don't know how.
We just don't know how to do it. We have our writing group meeting on Wednesday. Let's see. What's today's date? Today is the 10th. So tomorrow on the 11th is the writing group. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about how to write your own book, or you just want some more experience or practice, or you just want some maybe to hang out with some people that have like minds, you can hang out and come with our visit with our writing group. We have a couple of published authors that are helping us lead that. And then, of course, we're still running our toddler time, our story time, our family story time. We are doing Westport Branch sand art on Thursday for grades 1 through 5. And that starts at 10:30. We are doing on Thursday, I still have some space for this, a few spaces left. We are doing a hand-painted hand fan.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I know
you guys
that
talked about this last
I know that
time.
sounds funny, but I will tell you, there is nothing quite like a hand fan to keep you cool at some of these outdoor events.
Yes.
If you think about, using your plastic, plate or whatever to fan your face, having this hand fan is a super nice thing to stick in your purse.
I was saying, look how spiffy you'll look.
Well, yeah.
You get to the cookout and you just pull out
Absolutely,
your hand fan.
without your hand fan, hand painted by yourself.
That's right.
So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So you can come on over on Thursday. We do need you to sign up. So register. There are 8 seats left for that. We have a Build with Legos program coming up on Friday, and that is welcome to all ages, but under 6 must be accompanied by a parent guardian figure. No registration required for that. The teens are doing a Father's Day program. They're going to create a photo keepsake for that special male in your life, whether that's your dad, your grandpa, your guardian, a special friend that lives down the street that you see as a father figure. That person, you can make a photo keepsake for dad. The teens are also doing a take and make, and they're making fidgets. And so you stop by the teen studio and you pick up your own kit, and then you'll take that home with you. And you can also do it at the library if you want to, grade 6 and up. And then craft night for adults at Westport is next Monday, and we are painting and decoupaging a wooden tray right in time for those outdoor lemonade events, where you want to take a tray of lemonade or other beverages out to the patio and have a nice sit down chat with someone.
Yeah.
That's me dreaming, Emily. That's me dreaming about that moment.
One day, one day it's going to happen.
One day it'll be okay. We do have a children's cupcake decorating program. That's children grades 1 through 5. Registration required. That's on Tuesday the 17th at 10 o'clock. And then we have that same program at 2 o'clock. So there are 2 of those. We have a community composting workshop on Tuesday, June the 7th at 5 o'clock with the Purdue Extension Office. We're going to figure out what composting is, how to do it, and how you can help support the local community garden out by the health department. You can learn composting basics and the kinds of things that can go in your compost, and then how to use it from there. Wednesday, June the 18th is Nature Story Time at Westport. Those are outdoors, and they go, they do make a nature craft, and they have some fun outside, provided there's no rain, because, it's been raining.
It's been a little rainy
pretty
this season.
much nonstop.
Yes.
We have bingo at Westport on Wednesday, June the 18th at 11. We have a pom-pom wall art program for teens at the Westport branch, grades 6 to 12. Please register. That's on Wednesday, June 18th. And then we're starting a new program that we're very excited about. We are partnering with the health department and Dr. Mary McCullough.
Yes.
And we are starting the Walk with a Doc program. That program will be every Wednesday through September, starting at 5:15 at the library, and we will have a 10 to 15 minute presentation by the doctor that will be walking with us. It will be related to something, health related, and hopefully somewhat, things that could be helped by walking, that kind of thing. And then we will be taking a 30-minute walk on the trail. And I just want to assure everyone that walk will be at your physical level. So we will walk 15 minutes one direction and then come back 15 minutes. So if 15 minutes allows you to walk from the library to Rebecca Park,
so
fantastic. If that allows you to walk from here to the high school, then that's fantastic as well. But we'll just at 15 minutes, we'll turn around and come back. And that way you can chat with friends, with other people that you may be meeting, maybe get some incentive and some tips, maybe a walking partner that you might walk with, another day. And so we're starting that, and that is registered through the National Walk with a Doc program. And so there will be some incentives that we'll be handing out to people who accompany us on the walk. And we'll actually get to use the brand new length of the walking trail.
All right. I'm so excited for that. That's going to
be a great program.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the library. It's 8:53 on Tree Country 1330. Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Welcome back to our program with the library. Sorry, we were having a little dog chat.
We were talking about your Berkeley and your sweet. And the next program that I want to mention is a program that I think Berkeley would very much enjoy.
All right, let's hear it.
We are going to host the Silly Safaris live animal show.
You know he would love that.
At Rebecca Park on Wednesday, June 18th at 6 o'clock. And I think everyone will enjoy. I want to make it a point to say you don't have to be a kid.
No,
all ages are welcome. All children must be accompanied by an adult, but not all adults need to be accompanied by a child. So if you really want to go see the live animal show, you can do that.
I always say it's not a summer until we've had Silly Safari.
Silly Safaris, you know what? I have seen it probably 12 times maybe. I mean, it's a guess at this point. I never get tired of it.
Nope.
Never.
Not
Even
at
when
all.
they bring the same, because animals are, like kids, they never do the same thing twice. But, they bring, depending on which of whether it's like Jungle John or Coyote Chris or, whichever person, they have like their own favorite animals.
Yes.
And, sometimes they bring the fennec fox, but they always bring everybody's favorite, that big giant snake. And that's like the kids just love that. And of course, they've always brought it. I haven't been for the last couple of years. I'm assuming they're still bringing the Madagascar hissing cockroaches. And those were the things that always gave me the willies a little bit more than everything else.
The snake does it for me. I just can't.
Oh, I'd sleep with the snake in a heartbeat. And before I would even, come across a...
Deanna and I are on that same page. We are not snakers.
Well, the nice thing about the great big snake is you know where it is.
That is true.
Yes. That's the thing. If
do know where its location is.
Sometimes those little things. It's kind of like those great big giant spiders they have in Australia.
Yes.
And those kind of are, but I'm like, well, at least you know where he is.
That is true.
You're not going to miss him. So
we'll give you that, Lori.
That's right. Anyway, so Silly Safaris on Wednesday, the 18th. That is at Rebecca Park. So bring a chair or a blanket. They will be in the amphitheater. No registration required. So everyone is welcome.
So much room there. You can spread out.
Right.
Everybody can see everything.
Yeah, absolutely. They are doing a Westport Branch tissue paper canvas art for grades 1 through 5 on Thursday the 19th at 10:30. I'm going through these very quickly, Emily, and so if you want more information, visit the library's website, greensburglibrary.org. Give us a call, stop in the Westport branch, stop in the Greensburg branch. We'll make sure that you know when those times and dates are, and make sure that you can get registered. We are doing on Friday the 20th, they are having the Making Moolah game.
Oh, fun.
They're going to play the game Making Moolah to try and save the family farm. That's students grades 1 through 5. It's a financial literacy program, but the games are super fun.
I love it.
They've been running these now for a little while. They've got a little grant and a little, I think they got the materials donated. It was like a gift from this grant program. And so they've been doing several of these programs, but I just think Making Moolah sounds like a fun game.
Yes.
And then also on Friday, June the 20th at 12:30, we're showing a lunchtime matinee. That would be the 2023 remake of the Gene Wilder Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie. So if you know what Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, what it became known as for the movie, then you'll know that this is the 2023 version. And again, that is open. It's actually an adult movie, but I'm pretty sure Lacey's not going to run you out if you bring your kid with you. I think that'll be all right. And then they're doing the pom-pom wall art again for the teens in Greensburg on the 23rd at 1 o'clock. They are doing a color your own drawstring backpack on Tuesday the 24th at 10 o'clock for grades 1 through 5. They will also repeat that same program at 2 p.m. And then we have our Library Speakers Consortium will be featuring Catherine Applegate. She wrote a novel called Otter, which is Odder, but it's about an otter who is, let's see what it says. Otter, the queen of play. She spends her days off the coast of Central California practicing her underwater acrobatics and spinning the quirky stories for which she is known. But she comes face to face with a hungry great white shark and her life takes a dramatic turn. So that it is a true story, or inspired by a true story, of a Monterey Bay aquarium program that pairs orphaned otter pups with surrogate mothers.
How fun!
And so Catherine Applegate wrote The One and Only Ivan, the Animorph series, and so she will be talking about her new novel, about how she writes, and those are so cool because you can sit down and watch those all as a family. They are virtual. You'll go to our website, click on the Library Speakers Consortium. That will take you to the page that will get you to the programming, and you can watch this live during the time that it is being broadcast, or you can watch it after the fact because there's always a video recording, and then that is linked at that same page. So if that's something that you're interested in watching with your kids, that is certainly doable. And then let's see, what else do we have coming up? We're like halfway through the month. Can you believe that?
It's crazy, right?
There are so many things. Actually, we're a little farther than halfway, but again, story time with at Westport, toddler time, family time. We will be doing the Pinterest project of the month on June the 26th is a painted mirror. Fine. So we have mirrors that we'll be painting with acrylic paints to hang in. And that is, we have both an afternoon and an evening program for that. And then on the Friday the 27th, the teens are doing a patriotic creation of some sort. They're decorating a jar and they're making star wands to go in their jar, and they're super, super cute. So you might want to check that out. And then we are still running our Otaku Club, which is anime. So if you're interested in Japanese anime culture, trying new foods, hanging out with like-minded people, they watch and discuss a new anime each month, and then they have some snacks and they talk about those things. And so it's just kind of if that's something that you're really interested in, we have a pretty good core group of 4, 5, maybe 6 people. And I think they're really enjoying that. And then on Monday, June the 30th, we have Karen Land and Noggin the sled dog coming.
Oh, yes.
That is a patio program at the library. And Karen ran the Iditarod.
Yes.
And so she's bringing one of the dogs. And we'll be talking about what it is like to cross the vast Alaskan tundra, behind a team of dogs. So she was here several years ago, and she was really interesting.
Great job. Yes.
So that is something that I would highly recommend. And then, we start to move into July, and there are so many programs coming up also in July. So you definitely want to make sure that you're checking the library's website. You can sign up for our newsletter, where those will all be listed at the end of every month for the month coming up. Lots of big events coming even from now till the end of the year.
Summer reading continues.
Color Our World is the name, and our library is so beautiful right now. We have these giant, beautiful, colorful flowers everywhere, and
it's very lively.
It's so beautiful.
It is, yes.
It's like walking into a flower garden. It's so we
pretty.
love it.
And the best part about the library, it's free.
Absolutely. The summer reading program is free. Come in, sign up. The kids, everybody from babies all the way through adults will read. There are 8 levels. The first 4 levels, you will get a small incentive prize. For the first level, for the students, it's a book, and every kid loves taking a book home to keep forever and always. And to share with their friends. And then, and that's also the teens. The adults are getting a small coloring book with a small purse-sized set of colored pencils with a sharpener. And then those next 3 levels, you get the small level prize, but then you also get to sign up. For each of those 8 levels, you'll get to sign up for the prize drawing for whatever you might be interested in winning from that drawing. And the 4th level this year, because we try to give back to the community wherever we can. The fourth level for adults is a little package of Skittles, because they're all colorful, and then also a vote. We are giving a cash donation to 3 different organizations in the community, the Kids Closet, Meals on Wheels, and the Animal Shelter. and you will be voting on who you think gets the most money. So whoever gets the most votes will get the largest amount, and then down the road. So we always try to give a little bit back. That does not come from tax dollars. I do want that to be known. We do have a vending machine, and that is where some of that kind of money comes from.
Snack money. That's what it is.
That's right. We try to give it back. And so if you have any questions about any of those programs, greensburglibrary.org. Our phone number is 812-663-2826. You can call here. You are at the Greensburg Library. You can, and we'll set you up, get you signed up. We can sign you up for summer reading. You can come in and see what I always say we're the best kept secret in town. There's so many things happening at the library, so many things that we can offer you, and you may not even know what those are until you come in.
The opportunities are seriously endless.
They are. And as far as the summer reading is concerned, we accept like magazines, or if you're reading to your young children, because it's all based on minutes. Mm-hmm. And so as long as you're reading, then you get to count your time as well. That includes audiobooks. It includes magazines, newspaper, anything that is reading of some sort. We don't
discriminate reading.
We don't discriminate reading. We just want you to read. And it's funny. I won't say the school system, and I won't say, because it'd be interesting if I knew they're not in Greensburg. It is not a Greensburg school system. My grandson's teacher has a rule that audiobooks do not count as reading. And we at the library say, of course, audiobooks count as reading, because it offers you the same thing as the printed word. You're just getting it in a different sensory fashion. Mm-hmm. And for some people, that's the only way they actually get a chance to read. But you're still getting new vocabulary. And that's the thing that's why we have an adult reading program, because it is proven, there have been studies that show that adults that read are better employees, they are more empathetic, they have a larger vocabulary base. There's all kinds of things, and the same things that apply to kids apply to adults. And so continuing to read continues to make your brain practice new thoughts, new ideas, and new things. And so, you can't... Just keep reading. And it doesn't matter to us how that looks. And if you are someone who says, well, I don't like to read, I used to say it's just because you haven't found something that you like to read yet. But I would also add to that, you haven't found a way that you enjoy reading yet. Because sometimes those audiobooks are the thing that really pull us in. I am an avid reader and always have been, and went through a real dark period after COVID, where I just couldn't make my mind stay focused on the written word. It was terrible. And so I started listening to podcasts, and then I moved into listening to audiobooks, and now I'm like reading a print book and listening to an audiobook at the same time, because I can, I can read one place and I can listen in another. And so yeah, get out there. And that just brings me into our Libby, Hoopla, and Canopy apps. If you're not familiar with our streaming services, those are all free with a library card. Your library card is free as long as you live in Decatur County. And we are an evergreen library, which means that there are 130 plus libraries that we transit materials with. So we share our materials with those 130 plus libraries, so we can get you almost anything you want.
Very good. Visit the library. The address is
1110. Oh gosh, you threw me. My mom and dad's address is kind of the opposite. It's kind of a mix-up. It's 1110 East Main Street, and then our website, greensburglibrary.org. Phone number 812-663-2826. We're over by Rebecca Park. You can't miss us.
That's right. Library is full of opportunity. Thank you,
sure
Lori,
Thank
so
you,
much. We'll see you next month.
I'll be here.
And then next month we'll talk more about Hunka Burning Love.
Yeah,
right?
We'll be ain't nothing but a hound dog. That's right. I'm excited about that. So
it's 910 Tree Country 1330.